This is going to be a video on a couple of macro tips. The first tip is why you should never queue 5 units at your buildings. And then here's what you don't want to do. Let's use gateways and zealots as an example. What you don't want to do is take one gateway and then queue 5 units. This is because a zealot takes 25 seconds to build, and then for that entire 25 seconds, these 400 minerals worth of 4 zealots, they're not doing anything. For that entire 25 seconds, these four zealots that are queued up, that's 400 minerals that's doing nothing. These 400 minerals worth of zealots, these could be 2 gateways and 1 pylon. So I'll show you 2 examples of 2 people spending the same 500 minerals. Example 1 is what you don't want to do. Example 1 is you take 500 minerals, you queue them all on 5 zealots on 1 gateway. The second example is someone who is spending 500 minerals the right way. They queue 1 zealot, and then with their 400 minerals, two gateways and 1 pylon. 2 gateways, that's 150 minerals each, that's 300. And then 1 pylon is 100, that's 400. So 1 zealot, 2 gateways and 1 pylon with the same 500 minerals. The person in the first example, he's just gonna have 1 gateway pumping zealots 1 at a time, while the person in this example, in about, how much does the gateway take to build? In about 37 seconds, when these gateways are finished, the person in this example who is spending his money correctly, he's gonna have 3 times as much gateways as the person in the first example, which means since he has 3 times as much gateways, he's gonna have 3 times as much zealot production as the person in the first example in the 37 seconds when these gateways are finished. So what you want to do is queue your zealots 1 at a time. So queue a zealot, and then with the leftover money, gateway, pylon, and then only when the zealot is like around right here do you queue up another zealot, and you only queue 1 zealot. So queue another zealot.
My life for ire.
And then the same thing for this zealot. Only when the progress bar is around like right here, around like 95%, is when you make another zealot at the gateway.
My life for ire.
Learning not to queue while still having your gateways constantly producing units, it's a very hard skill to master, but the earlier you start practicing how to do it correctly, the faster you will improve your macro. When you have a lot of gateways, first of all, it's important for them to be close together, so your mouse doesn't have to travel as much when you're pumping units. Also, you want a SimCity that has a lot of gateways on a single screen, so you're not constantly like scrolling your screen all around your base just to macro your gateways. A simple SimCity for beginners is using the simple 8 clusters of gateways, 3 pylons in the middle with 4 gateways on the left side, 4 gateways on the right side of the vertical row of pylons. When you want to build a second cluster of these gateways, make sure you put 1 or 2 spaces so that dragoons have an easier time moving through these gateways. So I'll do 2 spaces. And then you only really need to do this middle pylon to power all 8 of these gateways. So let's put on the cheat just to build a bit faster. You see how this single pylon powers all of these? But this pylon will be a target, so you want to put like 3 pylons. And then you also do need pylons for supply, right? And then let's rally these to the choke. When you have multiple gateways, the way to efficiently macro all of them is with the concept of macro rounds. You don't need to hotkey all of your gateways. For this example, I'll just use 1 gateway on control 5. So the way you want to macro your zealots and dragoons is like this. Zealots and dragoons, they both take 25 seconds to build, so these zealots and dragoons that I'm making from these gateways, they will all finish around the same time. So while these are building, all these are building, I'm like controlling my units, you know, I'm out and about in the map. I'm attacking with my allies, I'm defending my allies, and then every now and then I will click 5. I will see that the gateways, it's almost time to make a new round. So now that these zealots and dragoons, this round is finished, it's time to do your next round. Hotkey those units, you know, start using them. And then every now and then you want to click on 5 to check on the progress bar of just one of these gateways, because they're all gonna finish around the same time. So now it's time to start a new round.
My life for hire. My life for hire.
And then you just want to keep doing that throughout the game. It's gonna be hard to start learning how to do this, but the faster you start practicing how to properly pump your gateways, the faster your macro will improve.